Hi and welcome everyone, I'm Gavin. Firstly, let me apologize for being away for so long. A lot has been happening behind the scenes. I traveled over to Texas to hang out with the Free Code Camp team, which was absolutely amazing. It was my first time in the US and I absolutely loved it. I'm excited to tell you that I've been working on a long-form free course that I will soon be publishing on this channel. This course is going to have a lot of material in it. We'll be discussing a lot of concepts including Blazor, webhooks, database design, program design, architectural design, and a lot more. So please check out this free course soon to be dropped on this channel. It's going to be absolutely epic. This video, where I detail my 10 reasons why .NET is the best platform for web development, is sponsored by porkbun.com. We'll talk about porkbun.com a little bit later on in this video. Please let me know what your favorite web platforms are and why in the comments section of this video. Any other comments are of course welcome. Your insights are always appreciated. So let's get into it. Here are my 10 reasons why .NET is the best platform for web development, and they are in no particular order. Number 1. Web development on .NET seamlessly expands into a much larger .NET ecosystem. Web development on .NET is not just restricted to the .NET web development frameworks like MVC, Razor Pages, and of course Blazor. You may, for example, start by building a small Blazor application to address a requirement. For example, a requirement to develop a small web app created for a small retail outlet. Perhaps initially you've created this small web app using the Blazor framework for a small mom-and-pop retail store located in a small suburb in America. Over the years, let's say this retail outlet grows into a massive chain of stores situated all over America, from New York across America all the way to Los Angeles. Perhaps over more time, the chain of stores extends across Europe, Africa, and Australia, so the retail outlet over time becomes an international concern. The products sold by the store are now internationally recognized, and a requirement to make these products accessible internationally naturally emerges. So of course, it is going to be far easier to address these scalability concerns if the initial web application was built on a platform that was initially built with scalability in mind. Scalability is a fundamental aspect of .NET. A key advantage of starting out with .NET as the platform for the small web app used in our example is scalability. You don't need to invest in a completely new platform to scale in order to meet the growing technological demands. Over time, the small website, initially created to address a small requirement, can easily and incrementally grow ultimately into a globally distributed application that resides in the cloud and that provides a full e-commerce solution. .NET is great for cloud-native applications. You can run .NET inside Docker containers and create multiple, highly scalable units of functionality inside Docker containers. These units of functionality can be scaled in and out depending on the demand placed on the relevant application. Technologies like .NET Aspire, now available in the latest version of .NET, can be used by developers to easily create observable production-ready distributed apps. .NET integrates seamlessly with Azure Cloud and can also run on the other large cloud service providers like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud. So starting with .NET for the development of your web applications, no matter how small or large your application initially is, can pay dividends in the future. Number 2. The Blazor framework. Since the release of .NET 8, the Blazor framework provides virtually everything you need to create high-performing, highly responsive web applications. Using Blazor, you are able to create highly interactive, high-performing sparse, single-page applications that employ client-side rendering, CSR, for rendering web pages. Blazor was initially created as an answer to the JavaScript SPA frameworks like React and Angular. So this is Microsoft's web framework for providing highly interactive, highly responsive web pages. Before Blazor, you could use the MVC framework or Razor Pages framework for developing web applications on .NET. With these applications, your web pages are server-side rendered and are not client-side rendered, which is something that can be done using the Blazor framework. With Blazor, asynchronous client-side interactive functionality is built into the framework, which facilitates highly interactive, responsive web pages. You can use a technology like Ajax, asynchronous JavaScript, and XML to provide asynchronous responsive functionality on the web using MVC or Razor Pages. You can even leverage Signal-R for this purpose. So when using the .NET MVC framework, You are able to facilitate functionality that dynamically updates part of the web page asynchronously without the need for refreshing the entire web page when only part of the web page needs to be updated and refreshed. The disadvantage of this is you are essentially bolting together or cobbling together disparate technologies into your web application to achieve this type of front-end asynchronous responsiveness for your web pages. This functionality isn't built into the framework. With Blazor, the asynchronous responsiveness you wish to achieve, i.e. for creating sparse single-page applications, is abstracted away through the use of technologies like WebAssembly and SignalR. So the developer does not need to worry about these concerns. The developer only needs to know how to use the Blazor framework. The heavy lifting, as it were, regarding high-performing asynchronous front-end responsiveness is achieved through the inner workings of the Blazor framework. A massive advantage provided to .NET developers is that using Blazor, the developer is able to create full-stack web applications using one language, namely C#. Blazor also provides interoperability with JavaScript, so you are still able to integrate JavaScript into your applications if necessary, but you are far less dependent on JavaScript, and you can code the vast majority of your applications on the front end and back end using C#. Starting with .NET 8, SSR or server-side rendering can be achieved in Blazor applications. You can in fact choose to render your Razor components using different render modes within one project, namely SSR server-side rendering, CSR client-side rendering, or even auto-render mode, where the Razor component is initially rendered on the server, but subsequently, when the component is re-rendered as a result of the user interacting with your Blazor component on the front end, the relevant Razor component is rendered using client-side rendering, CSR. So auto-render mode means fast initial load times achieved through server-side rendering, SSR, and then potentially consistently faster responsiveness on the front end, which is achieved through rendering the Razor component on the client side using CSR. And only the changes that are updated need to be updated within the web page, so this can be very fast. So at this stage, Blazor, in my opinion, is one of the very best, if not the very best framework for web development. The flexibility provided through a combination of render modes and the ability to create front-end highly responsive user interactivity functionality in C# makes .NET and Blazor an amazing choice as your web development framework. Number 3. A major release of .NET is provided by Microsoft November every year. Microsoft has pledged to create a new major release of .NET every year. A lot of features and improvements are due to be released with .NET 9, November of this year, which include, for example, performance improvements to the .NET framework itself, new features in the new version of C#, C# version 13, new improvements to .NET Aspire, enhancements in Azure OpenAI, making it possible to transform your web applications to offer mind-blowing artificial intelligence functionality, and many more improvements and enhancements will be provided with the release of .NET 9. So using .NET as your platform for web development provides you with a future-proof platform. So when the winds of change blow, you are still standing on the solid foundation that .NET provides. You can easily integrate new evolutions, for example, new evolutions in AI, into your applications without dealing with the potential time-consuming messiness often caused through trying to integrate incompatible technologies into your application. .NET is continually expanding in step with a continually evolving technological universe. So, by choosing .NET as the foundation of your web applications, you are choosing to make your web applications future-proof. Number 4. Razor markup syntax, facilitating the easy embedding of C# code with HTML code. Basically, Razor syntax provides an elegant way to integrate .NET-based code, for example written in C#, into web pages. Files containing Razor code generally have the .cshtml extension. This extension alludes to C# code being meshed with HTML code in one file. So HTML code, of course, provides a human-readable tag-based declarative language for representing the way a web page looks in the user's browser. By itself, HTML is static, meaning dynamic behavioral functionality is not typically expressed using HTML code. Razor allows the developer to integrate, for example, C# code with HTML code, which means dynamic behavioral code can be included within a Razor file. Razor syntax is used in the views of the .NET MVC web framework. The web pages created using the .NET Razor Pages framework, as well as the Razor components created using the Blazor web framework. Number 5, excellent support from Microsoft and a large community. A robust support system is provided by Microsoft, as well as a large community of .NET developers. Technical issues are going to come up no matter how experienced you are as a developer, and you may need help resolving such issues, or you may just want to seek some advice. .NET developers can rely on both Microsoft's dedicated support channels and a large community of online developers for assistance and valuable insights. A developer is also able to fall back on paid support offered by Microsoft for highly specialized support if necessary. Blazor is growing in popularity, and a broad array of third-party UI components can be integrated into your web applications free of charge. Here are some examples of free UI component providers: Blazorize, Radzin, Blazored, Matt Blazor, and Mud Blazor. So, using one or more of these providers, you are able to easily include such reusable UI displays like charts, tree structures, modal dialogues, cards, progress bars, carousels, etc. If you need to integrate more sophisticated UI functionality into your applications, please check out Syncfusion. I've created a full, almost 8-hour Blazor server course for free codecamp that you can check out to help you integrate Syncfusion components into your Blazor apps. A link to this course is provided in the description of this video. So once you've created your web application, you may want to publish it for all the world to see. When you publish a website, you are going to want to register a name for your website. Like, for example, if I were to create a software consultancy company, I could register the name gavinsoftware.com for the URL of my website. So .com is a fairly common domain extension for URLs. What if I wanted to include .dev or .pro for my domain extension? You know, something a little bit different. So my URL could be gavinsoftware.pro or gavinsoftware.dev. Really cool. You are able to register such custom domain extensions using porkbun.com. As mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by porkbun.com. Porkbun is a refreshingly different domain name registrar that's different from other ones like GoDaddy and Namecheap. They've got the lowest prices on hundreds of different domain extensions, so you can create a website, blog, online portfolio, or anything you want to show off what you do. They've got everything from the usual .com domain to awesome ones like .pro or .dev or .xyz. Every domain name at Porkbun comes with a ton of freebies like SSL certificates, Whois privacy, DNS, and URL forwarding. Because why pay for things that should be free, right? They've also got free trials for their link in bio tool that makes it easy to keep links to all your platforms in one place, plus web and email hosting trials. If you're someone who loves new tech, check out their new AI-generated search tool using ChatGPT that is changing how people search for domain names. All of these incredible features and tools are backed by incredible support 365 days a year, and more 5-star reviews on Trustpilot from real customers than anyone else. The Porkbun website is simple to use and easy to navigate. You can manage everything about your new domain from one place. And they don't do upsells like those other places do, so you're not being pressured to pay for products you'll never use. Get $1 off your next domain name from porkbun.com and build your online identity. So go to this URL and use code GavinLon24 to get $1 off your desired domain name at Porkbun. Number 6, seamless integration of authentication and authorization functionality into your .NET web apps. .NET provides a streamlined process for incorporating crucial security features into web projects. It simplifies the implementation of authentication and authorization, offering developers seamless integration and enhanced security for their applications. Integrating authentication and authorization functionality into .NET web applications is a fundamental aspect of building secure and user-friendly web experiences. Robust tools and frameworks are provided by .NET to streamline the process of authentication and authorization. Authentication. The built-in membership system, ASP.NET Core Identity, provides robust authentication features that include user registration, login, two-factor authentication, and password recovery. External providers can also be used for authentication, where .NET allows integration with external authentication OAuth 2 providers such as Google, Facebook, or Microsoft accounts. OpenID Connect can be described as a thin layer that runs on top of the OAuth 2 protocol and enables users to log in using their existing credentials from these platforms. So in this way, users can have a single sign-on facility where they can, for example, use their Google account or Microsoft account to log into multiple web applications. SSO, single sign-on, provides a massive convenience to users. Custom authentication is available to developers, where developers can implement custom authentication logic using middleware, allowing for tailored authentication processes as per project requirements. Authorization. .NET supports role-based access control for authentication, enabling developers to define roles, for example, admin, user, moderator, manager, etc., and restrict access to specific parts of the application based on these roles. Developers can create policy-based authorization using custom authorization policies based on various factors, such as user roles, claims, or requirements specific to the application's needs. Claims-based authorization can be achieved using .NET, allowing for authorization to be based on claims associated with the user and providing fine-grained control over access permissions. Integration. .NET allows for middleware to be included in your web applications. The ASP.NET Core middleware pipeline enables seamless integration of authentication and authorization components into the request processing pipeline, ensuring that every request is properly authenticated and authorized before reaching application endpoints. .NET allows developers to implement attribute-based authorization. To apply authorization attributes to controllers and actions, the developer can specify who can access specific parts of the application based on predefined criteria. Secure communication. .NET encourages secure communication between clients and servers by default, by supporting HTTPS to encrypt data in transit and mitigate security risks associated with data interception. By leveraging the authorization, authentication, and encryption features and best practices provided by .NET, developers can ensure that their web applications are not only feature-rich, but also secure and compliant with modern security standards. Number 7. Separation of concerns facilitated in .NET Web frameworks. Separation of concerns is a design principle crucial for maintaining code readability, scalability, and maintainability in software development. .NET Web frameworks such as ASP.NET MVC provide robust mechanisms to facilitate a separation of concerns, allowing developers to cleanly separate different aspects of their web applications. Here's how a separation of concerns is facilitated in .NET Web frameworks. Model View Controller Architecture, or MVC architecture. ASP.NET MVC allows the MVC architectural pattern, which inherently promotes a separation of concerns. A model represents the data and business logic of the application. View. Views denote the presentation layer, responsible for rendering the user interface. The controller handles the user's input, processes requests, and updates the relevant models accordingly. Middleware pipeline. ASP.NET Core's middleware pipeline allows developers to compose their applications' request processing pipeline in a modular and organized manner. Middleware components are designed to perform specific tasks, such as routing, authentication, logging, etc. Middleware enables a separation of concerns by ensuring that each middleware component focuses on a single aspect of the request handling process. Dependency injection. .NET Core promotes the use of dependency injection. A decoupling of components facilitates the separation of concerns and promotes modular design. Through dependency injection, DI, developers can easily replace or modify components without affecting the rest of the application, because through dependency injection, dependencies are injected into classes rather than these dependencies being instantiated directly within the developer's code. View models. View models can be used to separate concerns between the controller and the view. View models encapsulate the data and behavior required by the view, which ensures that the view remains focused on the presentation logic, while keeping the controller clean and uncluttered. Data access layer. .NET Web frameworks encourage the use of separate data access layers to abstract database interactions from the rest of the application. Through isolating the database-related code into its own layer, the business logic remains independent of specific data storage mechanisms, promoting a separation of concerns and facilitating easier maintenance and testing. ASP.NET Core Razor Pages. The Razor Pages web framework in ASP.NET Core offers a simpler alternative to the traditional ASP.NET Core MVC framework used for building web applications. Razor Pages promote a separation of concerns by allowing developers to define page-specific logic and UI within a single file, reducing the need for separate controllers and views, which would be the case if you were using the MVC framework. By leveraging the features and architectural patterns offered in the .NET Web frameworks, developers can effectively separate concerns within their applications, leading to cleaner code bases, improved maintainability, and enhanced scalability. Front-end code can also potentially be developed by one team, while another team works on the back-end functionality. So both front-end and back-end code can be developed in parallel, making the overall development of a project potentially more efficient. Number 8. C# is an excellent programming language. The design and development of C# was led by the renowned Danish software developer Anders Hejlsberg in the early 2000s. I heard Anders Hejlsberg state in an interview that with the development of C#, he wanted to combine the power and expressiveness of C++ with the ease of use of Visual Basic. Personally, I believe that Anders Hejlsberg and his team at Microsoft achieved just that. C# is an easy-to-use, easy-to-read language, but it is also incredibly powerful. With the Blazor framework, you can develop both the front-end and back-end code using one language, C#. You can still use JavaScript through Blazor's facilitation of JavaScript interoperability, but you can create your front-end web functionality using mostly C#, which means hardly any JavaScript code needs to be included in your Blazor application. Most web applications are highly dependent on the developer writing a lot of JavaScript code for the creation of front-end behavioral functionality. With Blazor, the dependency on JavaScript is minimized, and C# can be used to create most of the front-end behavioral functionality. C# has an advantage over JavaScript in that C# is a statically typed language or strongly typed language, and JavaScript is a dynamically typed programming language. The use of a statically typed language can lead to better runtime robustness and better performance. Each year, Microsoft includes new features and enhancements in the C# language, ensuring that C# remains a modern, cutting-edge programming language. As at the time of creating this video, C# version 12 is the latest stable release of C#. C# version 13 is due to be released with .NET 9 in November of this year, 2024. Number 9. Developer productivity. .NET Web frameworks prioritize developer productivity with features like scaffolding, code generators, and seamless integration with popular development tools like Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Number 10. Cross-platform compatibility. With ASP.NET Core, you can develop and deploy web frameworks on various platforms, including Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, providing flexibility and broader reach. I hope you enjoyed this video on my top 10 reasons why .NET is the best platform for web development. Please let me know what your favorite web development platforms are and why in the comments section of this video. A big thank you to porkbun.com for sponsoring this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. Please also ring the bell so that you'll be notified of future content. Please feel free to share this video with anyone you feel may benefit from its content. If you'd like to thank me by buying me a coffee, you can do this at my Buy Me a Coffee webpage at this URL. It will of course be greatly appreciated. I've recently joined X. My username is @GavinLonDigital. I'd absolutely love it if you would follow me on X. I really love reading your comments, so please feel free to engage with me in the comments section. I hope to see you soon. Thank you and take care.